Imagine, if you will, and if you can, a world where you had the ability to look into the future, to see how things would turn out between you and the person you dated, are dating, or have dated in the past. Wouldn't that be awesome? I started really thinking about this, and you always say when you break up with someone or you're no longer with someone, I wonder how things would have turned out had we stayed together. And your mind knows more than your heart does. Your mind knows that, we all usually listen with our hearts when we're in a relationship, and that's fine and good. But your mind really is a lot smarter than your heart in that it knows what's going to happen. It knows that if you're with this jerk, guy or girl, and you stay with this person, then it's just going to go downhill from there, and they're not going to change because they're just so self-righteous and just whatever about them that made you break up with them, or you broke up with them in the first place, it's not going to change. And the reason I'm saying this is because, and what got me thinking about all this today is because I was on Facebook this morning, and I noticed that two of my high school friends became friends with this guy in high school that I dated. And I always wondered what happened to this guy, because he was my first real boyfriend in high school. And so curiosity got the better of me, and I clicked on his picture, or his name, not his picture, and looked at his picture. And, well, we all change when we get older. I used to be skinny, and after kids and getting older, I am no longer skinny, but that's okay. But what blew me away about looking at his information was finding out that he is a doctor now, and he has been since 1991. That blew my mind. It just, what? I dated someone in high school who is now a doctor? Like, what would have happened if he and I would have stayed together? Just, wow. Just wow, And it blew me away, and I'm still blown away. I'm like, well, good for him, and wow, I could have been a doctor's wife. Are you kidding me? Like, what? And so it made me think, well, if I had, I don't know, some device, and maybe in the future somebody will come up with some such device, but some device to be able to look into the future to see how things would be if I made a certain decision, or if I stayed with a certain someone, or just for fun, for kicks and giggles. Hey, let's look at all the boyfriends or the girlfriends that we've had in the past, or whatever, or any friendship, and if we continued on with that friendship or relationship, how would they have turned out? Each and every one. I would love to do that, just to go through, not that I've had tons of relationships, because I haven't, but to go through each relationship that I had been in the past, and just to see, well, okay, if I stayed with this person, what would have happened? How would my life have been? Would have been worse? Would have been a lot better? It would be interesting. It would be interesting. And I did tell my husband about that this morning, because it's one thing that I can always rely on is the total honesty with my husband, and that's something that I would not change. I may bitch about him every once in a while in a video, but I love him. I do love him, and I wouldn't trade him for the world. But I told him about that this morning, about seeing an ex and how it went about with me, like I wasn't stalking him, no. It was the message on Facebook, blah, 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 like I told you, and he's like, wow, you could have been a doctor's wife, and I said, maybe, who knows, maybe if we stayed together, he may not have been a doctor, who knows, you don't know about the future and what it holds for you. I just think that it's interesting. And I always think things like these, like what would have happened if I stay with this person, or wonder if they're going to come up with a device in the future that's going to show your future with a certain person, or the outcome of whatever the situation may be. So, I don't know. I know this video was about nothing, and I'm sorry, but I just felt like sharing it with you. What do you think about a device? What would you do? Would you want to find out if you had a device and were able to use a device to see what would have happened with a certain person, or what's going to happen in your future? Would you want to know about it? Leave me a comment and let me know. Take care, everybody, and talk to you later. Bye.